Hey everybody, MichaelBtheGameGenie here. Thank you so much for watching. On today's video, we're going to be doing a reaction to Arcade1UpDate Episode 2 that just aired tonight, and we'll talk about all the news and events that came out of that show. Again, a lot more than many of you people may have picked up while watching, and I'll tell you more about it right after this. That's right, guys. Today I'm going to be doing a reaction to Arcade1UpDate Episode 2 with Travis MCP and, of course, D-Mac from Arcade1Up. We also got some other very special guests that were relevant to the information that was provided. And what a show it was. There was so much information given, a huge update the community's been wanting for a very long time, and updates on a lot of the hot topics that YouTube content creators or YouTubers or people like me have been talking about over the course of the last couple of weeks. We now have validity and some answers. Anyways, before we get into that, I want to say thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Guys, I always appreciate the support, and if this is your first time to the channel, you like what you see, go ahead, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, do all that YouTube jazz. So for those of you that missed the show, or maybe you just didn't tune in, tonight was the second episode of Arcade1UpDate with Travis MCP, D-Mac. As you can see on screen now, we also had John D on the show. He had some things that he wanted to discuss. John actually had a very good presence there tonight. And we also met Emily for the very first time. Emily is the individual at Arcade1Up that was responsible for the app, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. Just coming up, the companion app. But overall, it was a really good show. We also met this guy, J-Lo. Not the J-Lo you may know, but he's also wearing some contraband Arcade1Up soon-to-be designer shirts coming out to you in the very near future, which is something else we learned possibly from this show. I have said it once, I will say it again. Just make a shirt with your normal-ass logo on it, and people will buy it. Why do you always make things more complicated than they need to be? So anyways, guys, I'm going to go in a little bit of a reverse order here because there's huge news that everybody's been waiting for. The big elephant in the room with Arcade1Up for the last number of months. There's a certain cabinet that people were really excited for. People bought in droves, but still to this day they could not get online for. And we were told big news was coming for Arcade1UpDate Episode 1 about this cabinet, and it was just another delay notification. So did they cover Marvel vs. Capcom 2? So guys, towards the end of the show, we got the big update we were waiting for, and it totally wasn't planned, as you can see, as John already had his Marvel t-shirt on. But Travis asked the question, when were we gonna finally find out about Marvel vs. Capcom 2's online capabilities? When would it finally come online and people could play each other after only waiting 6-7 months now for it to come out? And not only did we get a definitive date, we found out that the online is going to be available as of tomorrow. For those of you who have been patiently waiting, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Online will be available tomorrow. Of course, this is an early build. Expect there to be some bugs and kinks still in it when you play, but you're finally going to be able to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 against your friends, and in great timing with the release of the new app. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not trying to defend how long this took. It never should have took this long. The online should have been ready for launch, but it's finally available, and hopefully now people who purchased these cabinets and have been waiting to play their favorite fighting game, I know Papa Brad has said this over and over again, it's his favorite fighting game of all time. Hopefully tomorrow the wait will be worth it, and you'll have an enjoyable experience playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 online with friends. So good job, Arcade1Up, finally getting this up. Should have been done right from launch, but it's finally up for people to enjoy, and great timing with the release of the new app. Speaking of the new app, we also met Emily, who's a new face from Arcade1Up, and a fresh face. I'm sure a lot of people were very happy to see her. She did an excellent job describing the totality of the app, all its features, and what you could do with it. And honestly, from the outset, this app looks pretty good ass. I don't know what else to say about it. It has a lot of the features I would love to see, being able to connect with your friends, having a virtual arcade game room to see what cabinets they have, getting notifications for friends you can connect. Of course, there's other things I would like to see, like I would like notifications when someone from your friends list goes on one of the cabinets you have so you can get a notification to play, not just a message, and voice chat, which they did talk about. They talked about voice chat on the cabinet through the speaker port and possibly through the app, and that's something that might be coming later on. I can say so far I've been using the app and I really like it, but I don't know if it was built for maybe the influx of people that have been going to it today, because I've been having consistent problems logging on and off with the app. It's been very frustrating, but at the same time, also very, very cool. It's easy to add games. It's relatively easy to add friends, so the app seems like a really cool piece right now. I know I'm going to specifically use it myself tonight when I play some Killer Instinct, and I'll be looking up some moves so I can finally learn how to properly play that game. So the app run through was great. I'm not going to go through it in much more detail than that. If you guys want to check it out, go check out that 1UP show. They gave a pretty detailed presentation on everything the app can do, but I mean, if you go to the app and you start plugging away at it, you'll be able to find out all these things anyways. It's pretty straightforward, but good job, Emily and the team, for explaining it. And like I said, the app seems good ass. This is something really cool Arcade1Up have done, and hopefully it bolsters the online experience with their cabinets. So the companion app was one of those long-standing rumors that we've been talking about, us people that cover Arcade1Up on YouTube and are fans of Arcade1Up. The companion app was something that we found out about because of the release Deluxe Cabs and the barcode that was on the box, and it's one of those things that's just been in rumor. Now that it's out, it's available, we know all about it. But what about some of the other rumors that were out there, and YouTubers making videos claiming like cabs were stolen and stuff like that? What about that? So guys, I released a video just last week with one of the wackiest thumbnails I've ever used. I thought it was one of the best. I mean, whatever chance would I ever get to use the Hamburglar in one of my video thumbnails again, but I talked about the fact that it looks like Arcade1Up had some of their deluxe cabs stolen, and these were being sold early on OfferUp. Now, the funny thing about this is people started questioning me. They were like, where do you get off assuming these were stolen? If they were stolen, wouldn't there be a police report, some kind of notice from Arcade1Up? Well, tonight, during Arcade1UpDate, we finally got an official answer. So towards the very beginning of the show, David MacIntosh and Travis were on screen, and Travis asked David MacIntosh straight out, how come these deluxe cabinets were available to some consumers, and there's some out in the community already, before they've even made their way to retail? And David did confirm that it looks like somebody did tamper with their shipping containers and managed to siphon off some cabinets early, and that's the ones we're being seen on OfferUp. So I'm not the kind of person to pat myself on the back, but I told you these were stolen. I told you so. Just kidding, guys. So they did confirm that it looks like some of their cabinets have been stolen, and that's how these have been made available early for people to make YouTube videos and get their hands on them in the community. The funniest thing, though, was David MacIntosh did, in fact, name a culprit, their number one suspect, and that person is, in fact, P-Dub's Arcade Loft, seen here in his natural state. If you do see these person, please contact Arcade1Up immediately with his whereabouts. He is considered dangerous and wanted. After John D joined David MacIntosh and Travis, they did talk about some other topics, one of which being why the Wheel of Fortune Casino Cade was removed from the website. From this, David MacIntosh did provide us with an answer that the product name may be changing, and some of the graphic images that were their assets that were presented for the page. The product is still coming. They did confirm that. It's just under maintenance at Arcade1Up, maybe getting a little bit of a rebrand, maybe to make itself more family friendly. We'll have to wait and see. But that isn't the only topic they discussed. Another one that was a hot button topic in the community over the weekend was the issue brought up by the Rexer Show, where he received an email, whether it be from Arcade1Up or it was forwarded to him, about a new influencer program where Arcade1Up was in fact going to start working with influencers and provide them with a deluxe cabinet for a positive promotional video. So guys, I did a video over this weekend covering this topic specifically, and in the video I talked about how this program was possibly targeted at TikTokers and Instagram videos, but it doesn't look like that's 100% the case. It looks like it's just looking for social media influencers that are currently outside the space, so meaning not people that are currently covering Arcade1Up. They're trying to grow the brand. They're looking for promotional videos done with some of the key talking points given. So this is, like I mentioned already, a common practice. I had an opportunity to do a YouTube video very similar for Oculus. I did the video, I agreed to the terms, they reviewed my video, but I never called it a review. I never once said it was a review, and I said paid partnership, and then at the bottom said video sponsored by Oculus. So again, this is kind of standard fare, but it definitely came out at not such a great time for Arcade1Up, and they did address this on the show and say some of the wording that from the promotion was developed by the third-party marketing team that put this together, they needed to take a look at because it doesn't represent their values as a company. So they're gonna look at and rework some of the wording. They also mentioned that their current partnerships with social media influencers, YouTubers, that they do provide cabinets to is not going to change. You're not going to have to sign an NDA. You're not going to be provided with a script, and you're not going to have to provide Arcade1Up with the video ahead of time for them to review it. So basically, whatever has been happening before for the review cabs, it's not like a lot of people get them anyways. It's usually only Cool Toy and Retro Ralph. So those people will get review cabs, and or new people, whatever it is, those people will get review cabs, no NDA. They won't have to sign anything. They'll just be able to do their reviews. Then, of course, the last hot button topic they really touched on during this show that has been out there in the community is the status of the replacement parts program. You would have seen with the app, they're offering an additional 3-month, 90-day warranty on top of the initial warranty. In order for you to sign up for the app, you get additional warranty. Of course, this comes at the same time that they are changing the freebie policy on their warranty, and that kind of makes sense. As I said in my video, they're within their right to do that. But the one thing that concerned me was the fact that somebody like the Garage Gamer could have his cabinet basically taken out while trying to connect to Wi-Fi or doing an update, and then they weren't going to replace the PCB. John did explain in the show tonight that they would in fact look at every issue on a case-by-case basis. So, like I said, if it's normal wear, something that would normally go out, contact Arcade1Up and they will charge you for the part plus shipping for your replacement part. However, if it's something that they did themselves and it's not your fault, maybe that's a case they would look at and still send you a free part even though you're out of warranty. Now, I said last but not least, but there was one more thing that actually did come up on the show, and it was a pretty good announcement. We did have Travis ask David MacIntosh about the status of this cluster, Cluster F, that Arcade1Up put themselves into by putting a potential Fast and the Furious stand-up racing cab in the instruction manual with the deluxe cabs that obviously came out way earlier than they intended due to theft. So we found out that Arcade1Up is potentially releasing a Fast and the Furious cab. Fast forward to tonight's One Update show, David MacIntosh did talk a little bit about the Fast and Furious cab, in that saying they can't talk about titles that aren't officially announced yet. This is standard fare for any company. If it's not finalized, they can't talk about it. But what he did say was, expect for any cabinet that we can't currently talk about to possibly be announced summer 2023. So now we have pretty much an official launch date for when you guys can expect to receive your potential Fast and the Furious pre-orders, or you can expect to see it in stores. It's coming summer 2023, so expect it June or July. You know, the same timeline for Canada to get the deluxe cabinets. Then they also gave us a date for when we can expect the deluxe cabinets to show up at retail or show up for pre-order. It looks to be within the next 30 days. And so, guys, that's pretty much everything I gleaned from tonight's episode 2 of Arcade1UpDate. Again, I think this may be one of the best outputs Arcade1Up have done, definitely from their community initiative and definitely from a brand perspective on their YouTube channel. I think, again, David MacIntosh is a great spokesperson for the company. Travis has been a great host for this company. John D came on tonight, added a lot of value, and it was nice to see developers and marketing people, more people within the company that can give us detailed answers on what's coming from Arcade1Up. As much as this community initiative has certainly hit a couple speed bumps on the way, tonight was another good effort in moving in the right direction. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments, what did you think of tonight's One Update Show, Episode 2, Leaks, and more leaks? Did you think it was a good show, bad show? Did you like everything that was announced? What do you think of the new Arcade1Up companion app? Are you having as much trouble as I am doing simple things like adding friends, but it's still really cool? What about the other pieces of news and announcements we got? And most importantly, are you excited to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 online tomorrow? Anyways, guys, thank you so very much for watching. This is Michael B. the Game Genie. Talk to you guys next time.